So here we have a match between Sanji and Enel. So we opponent went first. Gonna play the Uda. We can grab a red-haired pirates. We're gonna grab the 7-drop Ben Beckman and pass the turn to the opponent. So Enel likes to go low on life early game and then take over the late game with just gaining life, big bodies that can KO characters, rush. So our goal against Enel is to pressure the hand and the board as much as possible. And then in the early game, we want to just kind of poke. We don't want to drop them too low in life, but we want to make sure that their life, because some of their removal spells count both of our lives together. So we want to make sure that we can keep them low enough, but not like super low. Because Enel excels at one life. So here they're going to play the Onami, giving Enel a banish. Somehow they got rid of my character. Oh, Rago? Okay. Rago trigger. We just counter out of that. We're going to deploy the Yasop. 6-drop, 8k rush. We go 5 into life. Like I said, depending on the Enel player, some Enel players, they will value their life more, but most will take the hits. That's why we didn't send Yasop in. Because it's like all we're doing when they're at one life against Enel is you're basically letting them draw a card. Because they'll take that last life and then they'll just regain it back. So here they use the Rago to get rid of the Yasop. Go 6 into 5 here. 2k gets us out. So we're going to take that. So here we're at 8 dawn already. This match is going fairly fast. So we're going to go 5 into 5. Because I figured if they took this one, we might be able to like sneak them. But so here we're debating at 8 dawn. We're going to deploy Yasop, give him the 1k boost to our leader, and then we'll deploy Shariah as a blocker. The reason I didn't deploy Yasop first is because the triggers off of Enel, as you see, we're removing our characters left and right. So we have some Shanks. Yeah, like I said, everything they're playing is just like heavy removal. They gain life, they remove our field, and now has rush. They got it all. So here we're at 10 dawn now. We can deploy our 10 drop Shanks if we choose to, or we can play an 8 drop. Because the Ben Beckmans don't. I mean, they can remove the Onami. We're going to choose to put the 8 drop Shanks in just to give us a little extra dawn to work with. So we're going to go 7 into 5. We're just going to give the Yamato minus 1000 for this turn. They take the life. We're going to attack 6 into 5. Because they are getting quite a bit of cards in hand, so we do want to pressure to try to force cards out of hand. And then we have the 10 swing as well. This is going to probably force some cards out of hand, but like I said, once they're at 1 life and you hit them again, you're essentially just letting them draw a card. Because they'll draw the life, and then they'll use their leader effect to get their life back. So it's not always the best play to do that. Like I said, Enel is very good at what it does. Gains life, big bodies, lots of removal. So next turn, they're gonna just go 5. So they looks like they're showing us they're gonna utilize the full 10 dawn this turn. Probably with like an ace. So 9 into 5. Uh Let's spot a counter 2, 4, and then a Ben Beckman. Yep, and there's their full on usage of the 10 drop ace. Gains of a life, they gain rush. We still have a few counters left in hand, so they're going to go 10 into 6 into this Yasop. I only have 3k out, so we're just going to let it go. Alright, so we're, like I said, we're still at 10 Dawn, so we can deploy the 10 drop Shanks here. Has rush, it's a 12k body. So we're just going to attack 5 in. Because they're at 2 life, so if we can take 1 life off of them, or some cards in hand. So they Q2k out with their Frankie. So we're going to go 10 into their Yamato, forcing a little bit of cards out of hand, or they can let it go. So they'll need a 2 and a 1. Or that works too. And 12, we're going to just go at the Yamato again. We're just trying, like I said, we want to keep the board somewhat manageable. I mean, because the game could swing at any time with Enel. You let them have too many big bodies on the field, they're definitely going to utilize them. So they used a Rygo again to get rid of our Shanks, going down to 1 life. That's a clean answer for the 10 drop Shanks. So here they put some Dawn on Nami, just trying to get a 5 on 5. A 1k works, or we can take the hit. We take the hit here, getting another 2k. So 5 in. We're not going to take this. I was checking about the Shirahoshi, and I'm debating. Because Ben Beckman could get rid of the Shirahoshi because it trashes and doesn't KO. So they're going to go 10 into 10 here, which is good for us because it's the counter out. I decided to let the Ben Beckman go because I want to play that Shanks. So here I deploy another Shanks. Put 2 Dawn on Sanji. Activate to give my new Shanks rush. Go 7 into 5. They only got 3 cards in hand now. So they have 1 card in hand, 1 blocker, 1 life. So we're just going to pressure the ace. Because they would have used the blocker on the first hit, they would have taken the second hit, and they would have gained life. And they would have been in the same situation, except for ace would have been on the field. So Starberg Enel of his big creatures is great. That's why we tried to focus on the ace there instead of his life, because he would have gained the life back. So we have 2 2Ks in hand and a 1K Shariah blocker. Here, like 3 cards in hand, 1 life. They have 2 active swings. I mean, splitting the Dawn as a, 8K and a 10K? Okay. So they're going to go 9 into 5 here. That's into life, which is good for us. So we're just going to use all cards in hand to counter out of this. So now they have a 9 into 5. If they want to use their Dawn on Enel, which they do. We'll take that, which is good. And we got a trigger effect off Luffy, which basically just lets us activate its on play. So now they have 2 cards in hand, 1 life, no blocks. We're going to activate Leader to give our 4-6 rush. We have a 10k, which we know will hit. They got their life back. So here we have another 10k swing, which will hit. So now they've already used their Enel ability for the turn, so they cannot get out of another life. But they did use It must be a trigger effect. So here we're gonna go 11 into 5, and the opponent scoops it up. They had a Yamato and a 2K Flampy in hand. Flampe, sorry. Overall, pretty good matchup, showcasing Sanji competing with Enel in OP09. Like and subscribe. See you in the next one.